Attention passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news. Something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run. A power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 8,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, when we talk about the Dallas Cowboys, we be talking about one of the most iconic franchises in the entire NFL. A team with a rich history filled with legendary moments, iconic players, and a fan base that is passionate, loud, and dedicated. But as we look at the current landscape of the league and the NFC East in particular, a question that has been buzzing around is whether Dallas is looking to make a bold move before the trade deadline to take that next step towards Super Bowl glory. And trust me, the rumors are heating up with whispers about potential blockbuster trades that could reshape the entire division. The Cowboys have been linked to some of the biggest names in pass rushing, a position that is critical in today's NFL. Why? Because pass rushers can change the course of a game in a heartbeat. They read the guys who can turn a third and long into a quick sack, force turnovers, and create chaos for opposing quarterbacks. And right now, the Cowboys are reportedly eyeing some of the league's top edge rushers, especially in the context of their current roster and salary cap situation. Micah Parsons, undoubtedly the star of their defense, has established himself as perhaps the best young pass rusher in the league. But as much as Parsons is a game wrecker, the Cowboys are exploring options to bolster their line even further. Because in the NFL, depth and star power at that position can define a season. One fascinating rumor that has been floating around is the possibility of Dallas making a move for Max Crosby, the dynamic edge rusher from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, Crosby is a player that everyone in the league respects. He might not be a household name to the casual fan, but if you follow the Raiders, you know how important he has been to their defense. Crosby is a relentless pass rusher known for his motor, technique, and ability to get to the quarterback from various angles. The idea of adding a player like him to the Dallas defense certainly sounds appealing, doesn't it? But here the catch: getting a deal done isn't exactly a walk in the park because the Raiders, despite their struggles early in the season, guarantee eager to part ways with their star. In fact, sources have indicated that the Raiders have made it clear they are not shopping Crosby, and they were not interested in trading him at this point. According to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, the Raiders recently met with Crosby to tell him explicitly that he is not on the trade block. Now that's a blow for Cowboys fans who were hoping to see that explosive pass rusher in a blue star, but it is also a reminder of how fiercely the Raiders are holding on to their best player. Crosby has expressed a desire to stay in Las Vegas, and unless some dramatic turn of events happens, it looks like the Raiders are standing firm. But even with Crosby off the table for now, that doesn't mean Dallas isn't exploring other options. In fact, one name that has been garnering a lot of attention lately is Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. Garrett, a Texas native, has been considered one of the premier defensive ends in the league for several years now. His combination of size, speed, and technical skill makes him a nightmare for offensive lines. And with the Browns currently in a rebuilding phase and facing a season that's not quite going their way, speculation has started to swirl about whether Cleveland might be willing to part ways with their star pass rusher. According to Angel Torres from USA Today, there is a potential trade scenario on the table that could see Dallas acquire Garrett in exchange for a package of future draft picks. Specifically, Dallas might offer Cleveland their first-round pick in 2026, a second-rounder in 2026, and a future seventh-round pick in 2027. That's a significant haul. But it is also a testament to how highly the Cowboys value adding elite talent to their defense. The idea is that Garrett, with his impressive resume and natural pass rush ability, could be a game changer for Dallas, instantly elevating their pass rush and making them even more formidable on defense. Now, why would Cleveland consider such a deal? Well, the Browns are in a tough spot. They've had their share of struggles this season, and with a head coach under pressure, they might be looking at the bigger picture. If another losing season looms, Cleveland might decide that it has time to start rebuilding and focus on the future. Trading Garrett could free up cap space, although it would also bring a significant dead money hit around $40 million in 2026, which is not insignificant. Still, for a team that's looking to reset and rebuild around younger players, parting ways with Garrett might be on the table, especially if it helps them acquire draft capital to restock their roster. And from Dallas's perspective, acquiring Garrett would make a lot of sense. He has arguably one of the best defensive ends in the league. A four-time All-Pro and a player who can change the course of a game with his pass rush ability. Pairing him with Parsons could give the Cowboys one of the most dangerous duos on the defensive front in the entire NFL. Think about it. Two elite pass rushers, each capable of double-teaming offensive lines, creating constant pressure and forcing turnovers. That is the kind of defensive line that could carry Dallas deep into the playoffs, especially if the offense continues to perform at a high level. But of course, the big question here is whether Cleveland is willing to make that trade. Given Garrett's age, he has just turned 30, and his contract, which is a 4-year, $160 million extension signed just last year, it is not a simple decision. Cleveland would have to weigh the immediate impact of losing their star against the long-term benefits of draft picks and cap space. The Browns are also likely to be reluctant because Garrett is a cornerstone of their defense, and trading him would send a message that they're re-entering a full rebuild mode. Plus, the financial implications are real. Paying Garrett as massive contract, while also trying to rebuild, could be a challenge for any team. On the other side of the coin, the Cowboys have been cautious about extending contracts to their stars. They made a strategic choice to trade Parsons rather than signing him to a huge extension, which shows how owner Jerry Jones and the front office prefer to manage their cap and roster. Garrett's recent extension might make a trade less likely unless the Browns are really eager to move on and willing to accept a significant package of draft picks. And it is worth mentioning that there has also been some chatter about other pass rushers like Max Crosby from the Raiders. Unfortunately for Cowboys fans, the Raiders have made it clear that Crosby is not available. They recently met with him to tell him that they were not shopping him and have no intention of trading their top defender. Crosby himself has expressed a desire to stay in Vegas and continue his career there. So while the Cowboys and other teams are definitely interested, it seems the Raiders are holding tight, which limits the options for Dallas at the moment. So what does all this mean for the Cowboys? Well, it is clear that they are exploring their options and are willing to make bold moves if the right opportunity arises. The trade deadline is always a tense time, with teams weighing the present against the future, trying to find that perfect balance of talent, cap space, and draft capital. For Dallas, the goal remains the same: build a roster capable of winning a Super Bowl, and if that requires swinging big on a star pass rusher, well, they seem prepared to do it. The defensive line, after all, has been a critical part of their success in recent seasons, and boosting that unit could be the difference maker in the playoffs. But beyond just the trades, it is important to reflect on the bigger picture of this Cowboys team. They have a solid core, a talented offense, and a defense that has been improving. The coaching staff has done a good job in recent years, and the front office has shown they be willing to make aggressive moves when necessary. The question is whether they'll pull the trigger on a blockbuster deal before the deadline, especially for a player like Garrett, or even exploring other options. If they do, it could send shockwaves through the league and set a new tone for what is possible in this NFC landscape. As fans, we always hungry for news, for rumors, and for the next big move that could push our team over the top. The NFL is a league of constant change, and the Cowboys are no strangers to making bold moves when the stakes are high. Remember, the team has a rich history of making clutch decisions, and owner Jerry Jones has always been known for his willingness to swing for the fences. So whether it as a trade for Garrett, Crosby, or another star defender, the next few days could be pivotal for Dallas's championship ambitions. And I want to emphasize that this isn't just about acquiring a star for star's sake. It is about strategic moves, adding players who can make an immediate impact, who fit the team system, and who can help us get that much closer to the ultimate goal, lifting the Lombardi Trophy once again. The NFC is competitive, no doubt about it, but with the right additions, the Cowboys could be primed to make a serious run in the postseason. The defense especially needs to be stout, aggressive, and relentless. And adding a player like Garrett, or even exploring other options, could be the key to unlocking that potential. Now, as we wrap this up, I want to remind you that the trade deadline is always a whirlwind filled with surprises and bold moves. So stay tuned, keep your eyes on the news, and get ready for some exciting developments that could redefine the Cowboys season. Whether these rumors turn into reality or not, one thing is for certain. The Dallas Cowboys are always in the mix, always looking to improve and always fighting for that next championship. And as fans, that's the kind of team we love to support, one that's never afraid to dream big, to make bold moves, and to chase greatness with everything they've got. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead. It's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. And finally, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What is your take on all these rumors? Do you think the team should go all in and make a splash for Garrett or Crosby? Or do you believe they should stay patient and focus on developing their current roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. Remember, this is a community, and your voice is part of what keeps this channel alive. I will be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into everything Dallas Cowboys. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let us keep the Cowboys spirit alive. We in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our team.